Warburton for dinner. What are you having, Riggs?
Oh, it's pretty flash. Sausages and cheese, hot dogs. Probably the hot dogs with some bread.
And Trucky's having a pizza.
You've done it again.
McCain Hawaiian Warburton special.
And it's as cheap as bloody Perth, really.
And it's a shocking night, isn't it? Freezing cold, windy.
Freezing, windy. Wind.
That's cold now, isn't it? That's picked up again then.
Yeah.
There'll be some rain coming with this, mister. What are you cooking this evening, Jack?
Mate, I'm going to have 2 cans of Irish stew and some mashed potato. The morning after, Warburton. It was blowy and it was rainy, but we've survived the night. It's a grey old overcast kind of day. Because of the conditions, Ash has decided to go over and ask the police what the conditions are ahead, whether it's widespread. So they came in overnight. It's been raining all night, so the road looks pretty sloppy from here on in.
It's the road out from Warburton to where are we going?
We're going to turn up to the Gunbarrel Hwy.
Alright, yeah. That's where we're going.
This is another one of the plaques placed on the trees by Beadell giving latitude, longitude. This is actually on the road between Great Central Highway and Jackie Junction. Okay, this is Jackie Junction. Diggy back behind us, Giles up to the northeast. We've just come from Warburton. This is where the gun barrel, the old gun barrel down there, turns north for a while, and that's where we're going. Plaque, one of Lake Beadell's normal plaques, telling how far to wherever. And the names of the guys on the truck. There's a bottle at the bottom, which obviously has messages from someone.
Here we are, travelling north on the Gunbarrel Highway. You can see it's awfully wet and awfully cold. Yeah. Heading up towards Beadell community in the $1 Million Corner. Rain hasn't stopped since about 6 last night. Don't think it will stop, but the road seems pretty good. Might be a bit of a different story when we get on the highway too, because this one still leads to a community, so fairly well maintained. We'll have a crack.
Well, there we go. We've found a tree trying to hide behind a camel. See? Turning his backside to us. We'll just have a boat peep and see who that is down there on the road. Meanwhile, we'll just go for a bit of a wander. The next 187 is going to be considerably more difficult than the previous 157 was. Just coming up towards $1 Million Corner, that's the next one. We started down here this morning at Warburton. Here it is, Warburton. Came up, Jackie Junction right in the middle of the screen. Good road all the way up here to the junction, then $1 Million Corner next. Continue on through the Gibson Desert, up to where Giles perished. Not Giles, sorry. Gibson, his assistant. And then down, we camp somewhere around in front of the Rawlinson Range tonight, then down to Warakurna / Giles in the morning. We've just had a bite to eat back at the corner into the community, and we are now onto the abandoned section of the Gunbarrel. This is early days in the abandoned section of the highway. It's not bad so far. Countryside's quite pretty. The track at this point is very definitely sand. These are sand hills. lots of red sand, and the roads just cut through them. It's really not hard to drive on. It's quite pleasant in fact, considering. All of a sudden some trees have appeared. Bigger trees. Ash was just saying that being that it's raining, it just really gives the place a sort of a different atmosphere than what we would have felt if we'd come through here on a hot, dry day, like the first couple of days were. But we are in the desert, believe it or not.
Crows.
This is about 2 minutes after that last piece of footage, and this is we've come to a fork in the road. It says this is the right way, but up about a few metres it gets pretty bushy, and that looks like a better road here, but it might not be. So we'll keep plugging this way and see what happens, eh?
Road to the right on your map, Briggs?
No, it's not on mine. I make it that Tika rock holes are about 20 k's up on the left. It sounds about right.
Oh, I haven't even looked, mate. There's a bore up here and a few k in about 5 k's.
Oh, what?
A bore.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't have a road there off to the right on mine.
Nah, me either, mate. Must be a new one. Exploration road, probably.
Beautiful countryside, but as Len Beadell says, they'll actually turn around and bite you. It's somewhere in this area that Gibson died in 1874 when he was exploring with Ernest Giles. We can't locate the blazed tree in honouring Gibson, who died somewhere in this area. At first, in 1874. He was Ernest Giles, one of Ernest Giles' 3 assistants, and he was the first white man to die out here, and Giles so named the desert after him as a result. This is just the most gorgeous drive through here, some beautiful tree country that opens out into the Spinifex country, then back in the trees again. Just absolutely beautiful. I don't know what we expected when we came up here, but we certainly didn't expect this, that's for sure. Just stunning. Just making a bit of a comment here that if these sandhills, which is what they are, it's all sandhills, and you didn't know where you were, this was white sand, you'd think you're down the beach. Same sort of country, it's just red. It's interesting to note that this was the major road between Perth and Alice Springs via Giles until 1978. 1977. Long since abandoned. Now used mainly or only by four-wheel drive enthusiasts who want to experience or at least try and obtain some understanding of what Len Beadell and his Gunbarrel road construction company went through in constructing these roads. There's the red sand on the sand hills. Another blaze Beadell tree. 12th of April 1958. 70 miles to Giles. 144 miles to Warburton, so that's what we've done today. Beadell, 13th of April 1958. Something got fairly overgrown. They were out of the worst of it actually, but that's what it's like. Brushing the mirrors on either side, giving the aerial a good old whack on the other side. Just a minute of travel within the group. Waterlogged road here. Due to happen at some point. Up until now the track's been fairly sandy and fairly good, and you can move along at a reasonable bat. Now all of a sudden it's become sort of rocky. It's almost been too good to be true up to now, so we'll just see what happens from here on in for the day. Let's just go back about 50 years and look at this countryside around here. And Beadell pushed his way through this in a Land Rover on his own, and on a number of occasions nearly perished doing it. When you come out here and you look at the countryside and have a look at what he pushed through, the guy was either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid, but nevertheless, he and his group built over 6,000 kilometres of roads. And now for the first time the Rawlinson Ranges come into view, and the road will now follow around underneath them. Track's got a bit wet and sloppy all of a sudden. Another one of Len's blaze trees. About 13 kilometres on from the last one. Lunchtime out here in the Rawlinsons. Well, the side of the Gunbarrel. Bit of drizzle about still, hasn't really stopped since 6:30 last night.
Brad,
Yo!
if you want to come around here, you can zoom up on the GPS on the dash and see exactly where we are.
Lake Farnham.
Just between, just past Lake Farnham.
Did you expect to see that sort of countryside?
Yeah.
It's between Lake Farnham and Christopher Lake. There you go. The very latest here. We'll be able to trace it on the map later. The Rawlinsons are now starting to come into range. Play on words apparently. And in the shadow of the Rawlinsons, another of the Beadell blazed trees. It's the Rawlinson Rangers cruising away down the back behind us. So you can see the country's changed quite considerably now. Another blazed tree. Evan Green in his book Journeys to Jelly Night Jack, when he came through here in 1965 with Jack Murray, said that it appeared as if the Gunbarrel Road construction party were very proud of their road because there was route markers every 10 miles or so. And this tree sits at the foothills of the Rawlinsons over in the background. Just imagine what this is like when the river's running. I don't think you'll be driving through here somehow. Then again, who knows? Maybe it doesn't get full of water, but can't imagine it not getting that way. Still under the Rawlinsons, heading towards Giles. Still the drops of rain keep coming, hasn't stopped all day. Much through here, it is. We certainly didn't anticipate we'd have to handle any of this when we left Perth. No rain for months. We cop it. Still, it's been an interesting day so far. The night, of course, is another story. Coming towards the end of the Gunbarrel.
There's a mob of about 10 on the right hand side.
There's a camel on the road up here.
There's a mob of 10 on about the right there, lorries.
It's been pouring with rain. A few of our little bush friends. Now this is nowhere near as light as what it looks on the video camera, let me tell you. And this is nothing compared to what we've been going through. This is water, there's water on the road. It's getting worse. I'd hate to think who's going to have to someone want to travel through it tomorrow. What we're going to try and do is there's a bit of it here. We're going to try and make the Warakurna tonight and see if we can't get ourselves some motel rooms. Otherwise we might be sleeping in the car tonight. It's a bit damp wet out there to sleep anywhere else. Okay, back to the job. Truck and I just had a close call. You can't really see here, the gun barrel's really rutted up. There's a road around it, but we didn't take that. Almost had a big one, but we got away with it. That's the sign that faces to the way we just came. So no wonder we didn't see anyone going the other way today. Good stuff. We're almost down at the Great Central Road now.
Central Highway into Giles. Looks like they've had more than just a couple of showers that they predicted. And it's very slippery.
Gun barrel's better than this one.
And comfort's better than this.
Alright, we just left the gun barrel. We're now on the Great Central Road. And it's in worse condition than the gun barrel. Gee, there's been a lot of water pumped up here today and last night. Trucky's fighting the wheel. There's the other boys behind us. Looking to get into Warakurna Roadhouse.
It's like driving through a cup of soup, Jago.
It's an apt description, mate. Gorgeous, mate. I've never seen anything like it.
So how did that make the fuses?
Poor old girl's working hard. Here we go again. Oh, whoop, I don't like the feel of that. Whoop.
Spending half the time sideways, mate. You're having a few hassles there.
Glad to have something fun, aren't we?
Well, we came into Warakurna. We got ourselves some backpacker sort of accommodation. It is pouring rain still. It's 20 past 8 Perth time, but it's actually 10 to 10 over here. And the road's closed tomorrow, so this is what we've got to put up with. Thursday morning. It's been raining all night. It's been raining all day yesterday. There's probably more coming. And a couple of inches of rain, and we're at Warakurna. The roads are closed. Had a bit of fun last night, driving down the middle of the road, and the vehicle took off down just slid off the road straight down towards an embankment. Managed to correct it, bring it back on the road again. Someone else wasn't so lucky. Apparently drove a Land Cruiser down into a drain, or lost it down into a drain and end over ended it. So we booked in for the night, grabbed a couple of backpacker rooms, and we're told this morning, now, at this point in time anyway, we could be here for another couple of days because all the roads have now been closed. If you decide that you want to traverse upon them, then you get caught $6,000 per tyre on the road. There but for the grace of God go I. Last night we lost it on the road and we're very lucky to get out of it. They lost it and slid down into a bank and over they went. I wonder if we've got any spare parts that we could use. Well, this is the grader that graded originally all the roads when they were being built by Len Beadell and his Gunbarrel Construction or Road Construction Company. It's been kept here for posterity. Not just the fact that it's a grader, it's what the grader's done and what it stands for. It's it's graded over 6,000 kilometres of roads in Western Australia and Australia. It gives you an idea of how much road it graded in Australia. One of the most famous grader in the world. In the end, it not only did the Woomera and Maralinga bomb sites, it also did all these roads. So in the end, it had done 30,000 kilometres of grading, and it was retired to this spot on November 22nd, 1963. Coincidentally, the same day Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, which is mentioned by Len in his book about the situation. Len Beadell first surveyed the site for this Giles weather station in August 1956, so we're 1 month off the 50th anniversary.
Ain't nothing but you, guys.
Lenny's cat cage, I like it.